Hey guys, this is Statton.
Welcome to another Heart to Heart with Statton. As promised, this video is the third and final chapter to the two previous Heart to Heart videos. If you haven't seen them, I'd recommend that you check them out. The whole subject revolves around the problem that's occurring in MMOs anymore, especially with Neverwinter. The first one I touched on the problem residing with the end game players. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And the second video was touching on the problem in regards to the new players. So, not all of them, once again, but a lot of them. Now, with those two videos alone, I've proven that I'm not one sided on here. I see flaws on both sides. And in fact, the very first video I ever did expressing this, which actually doesn't come into this three-parter, it's actually an even older video called Toxic Players. Well, someone posted a comment under the video saying there's two sides to every story, and that is true. In this case, I think there's more than two sides. I think there's a third side to the story, and there's actually a third issue rising up for Neverwinter, and that is the belief that Neverwinter is a pay-to-win game, though it's a free-to-play. And I can see why people believe it's a pay-to-win, because you have to pay for things like VIP, and there are some items that you have to get from the Zen store. And if you're not familiar with Neverwinter, Zen is a currency that kind of exists between Neverwinter and real life. You can't use it to buy other things in the regular shops or the auction house like you can with the copper and the silver and the gold and the astral diamonds and whatever currency also happens to exist in the game. But it's what you use to buy stuff from the Zen store, which to get Zen, you have to do one of two things. You have to either spend real money to get Zen, or you have to take the longer route, and that is acquire a huge load of astral diamonds and put them up to see if anyone will trade for Zen. And I know from experience that it's a lot quicker to trade Zen for astral diamonds than it is to trade astral diamonds for Zen. Anyways, for this reason, it is a huge inconvenience for people to play this game if they don't shell out real money for it. Now, I say inconvenience and not impossibility for a reason. You see, to me, a play-to-win game is a game where it literally can't acquire the things that you need to acquire without spending real money. The truth be told, all the things that I listed off, such as including the VIP, you don't really need to shell out real money for. Once again, you can take the longer route, which is acquiring the astral diamonds, which, yes, I know it's a pain and it requires a lot of repetitive work. It really does. I'm not going to lie about that. But the point I'm getting to is this falls into play with the two previous videos I mentioned. You see, the fact of the matter is, it makes sense to me that games like Neverwinter, I'm not saying I agree with it or that I like it, but I do understand why Cryptic and other games that have free to play games have things that require you to spend some real money on because they got to make their money somehow. And if they're pretty much making a game free to play, but they don't offer anything that would require you to spend real money, then what are how are they getting their profit? I'm sure they have other ways, but I can also see this as another method they are using to acquire money. However, as I mentioned before in the previous videos, if the two sides, the end game players and the new players, learned to work together, and that is for the end game players to help the new players, teach them how to play, help them grow, not necessarily hand them anything, but be there for them and help strengthen them as they go down that road to earning and acquiring the new things, and not get impatient with them, then the new players can actually grow to a high enough level and gain enough strength to where they can even help the end game players. And not saying that this would happen because not everyone's going to agree with what I'm saying, and I say this bearing all this in mind. But the fact of the matter is, if all the players could learn to work together, whether they be new characters or in game, and work together to grow, you would realize a lot of the things that people feel like they have to spend money on in game, they don't really have to. The key comes down to being willing to put forth the time and the work into it. Now, when I say time, I understand that not everybody has all the time in the world to dedicate to Neverwinter. That is true. There are some people that are able to spend all day and almost every day playing this game, and those are the ones that definitely don't need the Zen or don't need to shell out the money for the Zen because they're acquiring all the AD they need to trade in for it, and they have all the time in the world to wait for that trade to take place. Now, for people like me who has an awful lot on their plate in real life, because I mentioned before how I'm trying to change and make it so I do videos more often. I didn't actually think it was going to work because I was having a hard time just posting videos every Wednesday and Saturday, but I won't lie, it's not been easy. It's been very tiring, but I enjoy it, and I'm glad I've been succeeding at doing it. But the point is I get not being able to play this game every single day. So so for those that don't have all the time to put into it, it is going to take them significantly longer to acquire these goals that I'm laying out. But that's where, once again, the end game players need to be willing to help. The whole point of an MMO is to play together. Yeah, you can be competitive and play against each other in PvP and in events to fight to win first place or whatever, but you can also help each other too. A lot of people don't like pugging because a lot of people don't really like to help each other. It's natural to only want to help those that you've bonded with and actually become friends with. That part I get. But if these goals were actually met, if people actually learned to help each other out, even pugging would not be so stressful for most players. So, is Neverwinter a pay-to-win game? No, not necessarily. There's another person I heard, another YouTuber, her name is Silvery. I think she actually said it best when she said Neverwinter is more of a pay for convenience rather than a pay-to-win game. And I agree with her. Admittedly, as time progresses, it seems like Neverwinter is slowly becoming more of a pay-to-win game. But that's due to the fact that they are offering up these things that people want so bad, but they're not willing to actually put forth the work and the effort into it. And even the ones that do put forth the work and the effort into it are getting frustrated because the things that require like dropped items or whatnot, the drop rate is so low on a percentage level that they'll play for hours and not get anywhere close to what it is they're trying to achieve. And that can be frustrating, that can be boring, that can be tedious. I get that. But in the end, if you're still willing to put forth that time and effort into it and acquire those goals, then in the end you'll achieve what you want sooner or later and not spend any money. And I know that's easier said than done. I get that. It's frustrating, it really is. But by doing that, you're also making it so you're not begging people for free handouts, and you're also not shelling out your own hard-earned money on a game that's supposed to be free to play, mind you. And in the end, you're achieving what you want, and you've actually earned it through your hard work, and also people will be actually getting along a lot better in this game. I believe that there will come a time where people will follow everything I'm saying? Probably not, but at least by me saying all these things, I'm making it so people know the option is out there if they ever see these 3 videos. I still like Neverwinter. I find it fun. In fact, I feel like the old fun that I felt a long time ago is actually starting to come back more. Probably because I've been away from it for some time, and I'm getting back into playing it more continuously now. So, I'm not against anybody here when it comes to this game. I'm actually making these videos not to bash anybody, but hopefully hand out advice and help people. Help all of you understand and show you ways that the game can be played that can restore the fun back into it. As I mentioned before, I have some projects I'm going to work on in regards to Neverwinter, and you all will find out about that soon enough. But this isn't the video for this now. This is more of a serious video. But anyways, that's the subject in full now. This is the 3rd and final chapter. I hope this helps all of you, and I hope you all enjoyed it. My name is Statton. Like, share, subscribe. Remember, you are not alone, and you all have yourselves a wonderful day.